Kotobukiya's 1/8 scale Dark Angel Olivia from Shingeki no Bahamut is once again getting a re-release scheduled for release at the end of this year, December 2021. Unless there is a delay, of course. This is not the first time she's getting a re-release for the second time actually. And the very best part about this re-release is that she will be fetching the same price as she once did 7 years ago during the very first release. 15,800 Japanese yen, or about 150 US dollars. That is without Japanese tax, at about 1,000 yen on top, including Japanese tax. And that is a lot of figure. This is a giant figure for only about 160 US dollars, excluding shipping cost, of course. Shipping cost is going to kill you with this figure. This is a huge figure. And going by Kotobukiya's usual standards, this figure is above their usual standards. It is a good figure. However, before you rush and go and hit the pre-order button on this figure, I would like to alert you guys to one single critical flaw present in this figure that you guys need to know about and consider it before you buy one of these figures. Welcome back to X-Kurogane Blog and Photography. I'm Steven, and to continue where I left off, how did I know this figure is flawed? Obviously, I own this figure, right? Yes, I used to own one actually, and I was really unhappy with my findings on the figure, and eventually the figure actually broke because of this particular flaw. I managed to fix it somehow, but it was more of a band-aid fix rather than a permanent fix. And I decided to sell it because this figure is so huge. The box is a giant box. You're going to pay a lot for this figure, right? For shipping mainly. So I decided to get rid of it. I wanted to sell it and I was letting it go for cheap. My friend offered to pick it up for me. So the figure is gone. I no longer have it in my hands today, but I used to do a photography work on this particular figure. Of course, by today's standards, my personal standards, this photography work from 7 years ago is a piece of crap. I don't like it at all when I'm looking at it now, right? Anyway, that is not the main topic for today. So back on the main flaw of this figure, what you guys need to know is that this is a huge and heavy figure. Her box, the dimensions, from what I remember, the width of it is about 55 to 60 centimeters. That is almost 23 or 24 inches. So you can kind of imagine the wingspan of the figure, and the height of this figure is about 24 or 25 centimeters, but the wingspan is over 40 centimeters. And the weight distribution of this figure is very unbalanced. She is very back heavy because her wings are almost 100% PVC. No lighter weight materials, composite materials like ABS is being mixed into a mold. So as a result, the wings and the back of the figure are extremely heavy. Not to mention, the pose of the figure, she is standing on a single leg. And her leg is very thin, very slender, while the bulk of the weight is on her torso, her body. So imagine a heavy torso and a heavy wings standing on a single slim and slender leg. What will happen? Leaning, or even the leg fracturing, right? And that actually did happen. This could have been prevented or minimized maybe if there are metal rods in her leg, but Kotobukiya tried their very best in cost cutting and they did not insert a single metal rod in the figure's foot peg. How did I know? Because this figure is permanently glued to the base. There is no way you will know what it is like inside unless you break the figure on purpose. Under the base of this figure, you will see a couple of screws, either 1 or 2 screws at the bottom. So you would think that there is metal involved in the support of this figure, but no, there is not a single metal rod in the foot peg. The figure was simply glued to the base, and that adhesive being used, the glue being used, is supposed to support the entire weight of the figure. My very own copy of this figure, this Olivia figure, Shortly within a week after I opened it and put it on the shelf, the figure broke on its own, the foot detached from the base. I still have the picture from 7 years ago, this one right here. There was only a single large plastic block that was inserted into her right foot and held together with glue. Only glue is supposed to support the entire weight of the figure, which is imbalanced to begin with. So I was quite appalled by what I was seeing. I was expecting metal to be present, but it isn't. So what did I do? I proceeded to post a question over in myfigurecollection.net. I posted a blog post, an article, surveying how many people suffered from the same problem as I do. Yes, this article was posted 7 years ago. This is the screenshot. So you can't make this up, right? I posted this 7 years ago. The article still exists and I'm including the link in the captions below, in the comments below anyway. You guys can go and check it out, including the comments, the replies to my post. So this is the result of the survey I conducted 7 years ago. Out of 210 people who voted, 5% said, I have experienced the same thing, the foot detached from her base. So 5% of 200 people is about 10 people, 10 or 11 people. So yeah, there were quite a number of cases of broken foot, not just me, right? Another 8% mentioned, I did notice the figure is leaning backwards, while another 14% said, mine did not lean, but she wobbles very easily. So what does this mini survey tells us? While it might not be a very widespread problem, this problem does exist. At least 10 people suffered the same fate as I did, while another dozen or so had a leaning figure. So this is a concern you need to think about before you go ahead and pre-order this re-release of this Dark Angel Olivia figure. I'm not here to stop you from getting one of these figures, especially if you do like the character a lot. Go ahead and get one. But my personal recommendation would be, when you display the figure, make sure the figure is leaning against something at the back. Maybe the back of your shelf, for example. Or if you would like to DIY, you would like to add your own additional stands behind, I would highly recommend that you do so. So that is all about the video today. This specific Dark Angel Olivia figure. I hope this video has been helpful to you guys, especially those who are considering to pre-order this, re-release this figure. Thank you very much for watching and I will see you guys again soon. Goodbye.